colors, the enlightened ones. We bring facts. We coming from a unique perspective that's black. We talk about everything from sports to the news, the hottest new music or them social issues. They call us the enlightened ones. We think different. They call us the enlightened ones. We think deeper. They call us the enlightened ones. We think different. They call us the enlightened ones. We think deeper.
Yo, welcome back to another week of the Enlightened Ones podcast. As always, you got your boy Deuce in the building. Got my man Don with me. What's popping, baby?
Yo, what's happening?
Chilling. Got James with us. What's up?
Yo, what's good, fellas? What's good?
Hey,
That was successful,
boy.
Anticipation.
Hey, we laugh when he's on mute, laugh when he ain't on mute. What's good with you, James?
Shit, man, I'm smooth, bro. Smooth,
man, good to see you. Good to see you. We got a special guest with us today. Hunters of Color ambassador, our own Kenton Bottoms II. What's going on, baby?
What's up, man? I'm so hyped up to be here. Hyped up to be on here.
What's
I've
good,
been wanting
man?
to do this.
Man, we've been wanting to get you on for a while, man. So it's definitely love having you in the building. On a nice, perfect NFL day too, man. It's
Me too. Yeah.
it's like everything just lined up perfectly.
Yep.
So I got a question for you real quick just off the bat. Because I know you the second. I just need to know if you particular like me, because I don't like when people just call me James Jones. I'm like, nah, that's not who I am. You got to say the second. All right. Do you get picky like that, or am I just being extra?
Nah, I don't really get too picky. And
Okay.
it's like, man, I've been named my son Kenton too, so he's the third. So we call him Trey. But he goes by Trey, yeah. So. But nah, I don't get too picky because people been calling me Kenton the whole time.
See, my dad, I know he's definitely probably jealous because I was like, I had my son, I was like, yeah, the James third ain't happening. I was like,
you gotta go.
Yeah, I said, we done with me. I guess that's why I'm so picky on the seconds. I'm like, nah, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't him. You know, he's his own great man. I'm gonna be my own great man. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna switch up. But what we did, my son has 3 J's in his name, so we call him J3. So he's a third that way. I was like, I still pay homage. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Yeah, a little bit of respect. I feel
like. Can your son name his son James III? How's that work?
Nah, it's over. It's done.
It's done.
I ended that shit.
It's done after the first kid, period, right? Right?
Well, no, because some people be doing that shit. They won't name their first son the second. They'll name like
the second one or the third one.
Yeah. I don't understand that shit, but people be doing that for sure.
Okay.
Playing the lottery, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I ain't never had a say so in kids' names, so I never got that opportunity.
I'm so glad they didn't call me Paul. Hey, my brother got that.
Hey, we was talking about that. Some of them names that are kind of dying out now, man. I'm like, yeah, like Eugenes. You ain't seen no new Eugenes and no new Pauls.
Nope,
nothing like that.
My brother's the junior, so I'm hyped about that. It was over for me.
Ain't too many Leroy's either. Ain't too many Leroy's.
Leroy, you don't see no Larry's. Nothing either.
Nah, you right, no Larry's. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it is crazy, man. It's
Time
crazy.
goes by, names start falling off.
I'm telling you, shit. James gonna be gone here soon enough. They gonna be like,
nah,
they
do that too much.
Too many
big and black and white people.
Shit's done.
Oh man, but nah, man, good having my brothers on with me, man. So let's go ahead and jump into this mental health check-in. How's everybody feeling this week, man? And why are you at a 10? Is what I want to know. Because I'm definitely at a 10. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. I'm at a smooth 10 right now. I got football back.
Operator.
Got my man Kenton on. Getting some of this hunting shit that I'm super excited about. Like it's just it's been a good week. I'm going to Kentucky tomorrow for the weekend.
Okay.
You know, my cousin Jasper Johnson just committed to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we got
right. I'm with you,
fella.
Poor guy.
Poor fella.
So it's a good ass day, man. It's a good ass day. I will say, I'm gonna take it to a 9 point. I'm gonna drop it 9.8, just because I got to show a little respect, man. Rich homie Quan passed today. Man,
Rest in
dude was
peace.
a staple of my college years, man. He's my age too. But man, college wouldn't have been the same without Rich homie Quan, dog. He just he made some
type of
bangers.
way, didn't
Yeah, man. Come on, man. But so yeah, I gotta knock it down. I can't be all the way at a 10 knowing
Speaking of that, man,
somebody passed.
get off them pills, man.
Gotta get off the drugs.
Get off them pills,
Gotta get off
man.
the drugs.
It don't end well.
It don't end well, man.
Gotta get off
to him.
Never ends well.
But I taking what you expecting.
Yeah, hell no. Shit, I'm gonna put myself at a 8.3 new month. I got some
went up
things
since
lined
August.
out.
I like it.
Yeah, new month. I got the car fixed the way to where I don't think I'm gonna have any more problems for a little while. Knock on some wood, pause. But everything's on the up and up. Jobs is getting to where they need to be. So extra money be coming my way soon. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
It's not
tired,
right there.
but I'm happy.
Felt that part. I'm probably about a 9 myself, fellas. I'll be at a 10 probably, end of tomorrow when I get that ESPN notification talking about my quarterback got that 5-year extension down here in Dallas.
Ooh.
So I'll be at a 10 by then. I'm just waiting on that, the anticipation of that getting paid. That's all.
Ain't mad at it.
It's a year with the Cowboys, dictate my mood. It's all in their hands now, until January when we lose first round.
Sheesh.
But yeah, man, life's good, bro. Like we said, man, we got film on. I'm excited, bro. I like to dabble in a little hunting, fishing, bro. So to get an expert's view on it.
For real,
love, man. I can't wait.
Absolutely, man. Kim, how you feeling, man? Where you at this week, man?
I'm gonna say I'm probably about a 8.5. I'm gonna say 8.5 because I'm hyped up to be on here because I've been wanting to do this. I was waiting for that invitation. I've been waiting. Since y'all started it up, I said, I know they got to get me on here one day. So I've been waiting for that. So that's got me hyped up. Had a little bit of issue with my truck, so the truck's in the shop that kind of bumped me down a little bit. But everything else is pretty gravy. So it's like I'll say 8.5, not too bad. Doing all right.
Ain't bad at all.
Love it, man. Definitely glad to see everybody doing well, man. We in a new month, man. Got new challenges. Just take it as we go, man. Boy. Yeah. Shit. Hey,
it's always hoodie season here.
We ain't had the shit.
You brave, man.
In my house, I don't go outside.
Nah. This place, damn.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't going outside. Some of these teenagers, bro, they be out here with sweatpants on, hoodies, and toboggans. I'm like,
I don't get it.
That's crazy.
My God, it's 103 out here today.
They reptilians, nigga. Something wrong with them niggas.
I don't understand it. Shit, we been cool this week. I've had the window. We ain't had the air on all week, bro. It's just windows, breeze coming through. It's ain't been like hot as hell right now. It's been straight, man. So I'm taking it. Enjoy that electric bill going down for the month. You know what I'm saying? Summer must be ugly.
We don't hit the 90s. We don't hit the 90s for the next 2 weeks, and I'm excited.
Damn, that probably feel like hoodie weather to you though.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. Lows in the 50s and shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Oh yeah, you freezing down there.
That nigga gonna put a toboggan on it. Y'all motherfuckers ain't cold down here.
Ain't cold down here.
Oh man. But nah, man, let's go ahead and jump into this, man. So, Kenton, bruh, just out the bat, you gotta let us know, man. How did you get involved with hunting? Because I was on the Hunters of Color website, and it was dope. One, I got excited as shit too, just seeing your face on there as one of the ambassadors.
Yeah,
I was like, that's hard as shit. And it said on there you got your first, was it your first deer at 13?
Yeah, I think I was about 13. Man, and to be real honest with you, I don't know. Something was in my DNA.
Yeah.
I was gonna be a hunter regardless. Because my dad. My dad don't hunt.
Yeah.
He ain't really trying to fish.
Nah.
He wasn't about none of that life. But I mean, my grandfather, he was a bit of outdoorsman. He was known as a real good fisherman. And I think he hunted a little bit off and on. But man, something in my DNA, man. I just always knew from the time I was little I wanted to do it. And I pestered my dad enough, and he got a fella he worked with to take me out on a youth hunt, and
Mm-hmm.
I killed that first deer, and I was wide open ever since.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Man, you
Yeah,
can't
shit.
keep me
so
out the
dope.
woods. I don't know, man. Something bit me. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you right now, people get addicted to stuff. That's my addiction. I'm
So
telling
how
It's
you,
did
it's
dope, man.
crazy.
how'd that
It
feel
is.
with your first kill? Like, was it like
Man.
just like a rush of adrenaline after you pulled the
Yeah. Yeah.
trigger?
What's
Or
that
how
like?
yeah, man.
So, so it's actually a funny story. Um, we were sitting like this dude. He had like a little cabin type dealio. It was like a little deer stand cabin thing. We sitting in there in rocking chairs. I'm zonked out, bro. I'm knocked out. Deer comes by and it stops like I don't know. It's probably 40 yards away. He wakes me up. He's like, "Hey, there's a deer right there. You want to shoot?" I said, "Oh yeah." So
Hell
I pop up. I shoot the deer. I shoot the deer and it runs off. And we wait a little while because after you shoot one, you let it run off and then wait a little while. We go to start tracking it. We can't really find no blood real good. And so I'm like, man, I know I hit that. I knew how to shoot at this point in time. I've been shooting guns. I'm like, man, I know I ain't missed that deer. Well, finally we like caught his track, and then we was walking up on it and stuff. Well, it gets up and starts running away, and I'm like, hold on, but it was favoring his back leg real hard. And I was like, man,
Mm-hmm.
this is crazy.
Mm.
So it stops up on like a little hill about 90 yards away, and I pull up and shoot it and drop it that time. And we get up there and we get the skinning it out and everything. The first bullet I shot, hit it in like the butt cheek, just went right underneath the skin and mushroomed up. Like it was like a
Oh
miracle at the
wow.
end.
Mm.
Have no idea how that happened. That was
That's
one of the
crazy.
craziest things I ever seen.
I don't
But
think I've ever heard of that.
Oh,
man,
so
I had like a
y'all skinned it right then and there?
oh yeah. We so after we shot it, went up there and you field dress them, which is take the entrails out, the
Okay,
guts,
okay, I've
and
heard
all
about
that
that.
stuff.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do that, and
Hey,
then
that shit
from
stinks.
there, that ain't too bad. See, if you got that skill set, you don't be busting them guts open. It don't got no real
First,
bad smell to it.
See,
first
I don't
time I
know nothing
smelled it, I
about
was,
none of that shit. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
the
was
hell y'all
like,
talking
said the
about.
skill set. What
I ain't
the
never got me one, but I've been around
I,
people that have field dressed it, and I'm like,
I mean, some people can't stand it. Some
oh
people just
no,
can't stand it. But nah, it
it's
don't really
foul.
bother me too bad. It don't bother me. If you don't bust that stomach, it ain't too bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we field dressed it. Then we went and got his four wheeler. He had a four wheeler. Put it on the back of the four
Hmm.
wheeler, and he had like a little skinning shed. So we took it up there, skinned it out, and everything. And then took it to the processor. That was funny fact. That's the only deer I've ever taken to the processor.
Oh,
Really?
Ever
real?
since then, I had a buddy's dad teach me how to process them, and I process all my own deer.
damn, you
Oh
Oh
I
processed
do
wow.
it
that too?
myself.
Sheesh.
Yeah, yeah, I process all my pretty much everything I kill. I don't. There's nothing I don't send to the process. So anything I kill, I'll process it myself. So,
Damn.
but
Jeez.
You the real deal. Yeah, he the real deal.
man, because my big thing was I was like I'm trying to make this affordable,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh
getting it
no.
processed and everything, that costs quite a bit of money, and it's like really it's just time consuming. It's not that hard to do. It's pretty easy. But I
Hmm.
mean, it takes a little bit of time to break them down, and like if you want to grind meat up and stuff like that. I remember, boy, I'd sit there and cube that meat up and take it to my grandma's house, and she had a KitchenAid stand mixer with a grinder attachment. She'd grind all that deer meat for me.
Jesus.
Sheesh.
Hey, it's wild, but it's like it's one of those things. It's like it's so weird. I know that most people it's real weird, but it's like to me it was just like second nature because I was like, shoot,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this affordable because then the only thing I'm paying for is a license and a
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
bullet, and it's like
Yep.
that's nothing. I mean, I'm
That's
getting
easy.
meat for pennies on the pound, so you can't beat
Hmm.
that. And high
Nah.
quality meat, good.
Yeah.
It ain't got no antibiotics, none of that stuff. It's
Nah,
all
bruh.
wild and
Process
fresh,
Mm.
clean, very clean,
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm
and
glad
it's
you.
lean.
So we out here. I'm sure you know, but excuse me, damn. Out here in Texas, we got those like dairy farms where people you can go out here and rent and then pretty much get a kill. So
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking they putting all that antibiotic crapping out there and feeding them and all that. There's no way that's just like a standard deer. Like, you gonna get back
Man,
home.
so it is a standard deer, but it's not at the same time. So like if those deer get sick, they'll medicate them and stuff like that. So I mean, there is a scenario where they will give an individual deer antibiotics, and they usually do that with
Mm.
like with a dart gun. So they'll
Yeah,
run
Mm-hmm.
up on them and dart them, and they do it with cattle too, to medicate the
yeah,
cattle and stuff like that. So that's normally the way that they would do that. But I mean, honestly, they take and they bred deer for genetics. So they take and they'll buy deer from a whole different state or wherever, from somebody else's farm to crop them to get the biggest, nastiest
Big
rats.
ones.
And
Yeah,
I
I've
mean,
seen some.
they're ignorant.
Yeah, I've
They're
seen some
ignorant. I mean,
crazy
they
ones.
look like
Yeah,
moose. It's nuts.
yeah, I've
But I
seen
mean,
some
it's
crazy
just
ones.
great nutrition and just no pressure really because they don't have to worry about any predators or anything like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like think if you took a somebody who had really athletic parents and then put them in the best home possible and
Yeah,
raised them that way with the best
Okay.
nutrition and everything. And then you got a super freak, you got a little LeBron James Jr. or whatever. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
like that's what it is. It's like it'd be like hand picking everything and then making the perfect person, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of wild. But I mean,
So would you recommend that as a first hunt or going the traditional way? Because in my
man,
opinion, I feel like the traditional is better. Because if you go out there,
You got
it's not a guarantee you get nothing.
That's
Whereas
cheating,
if you
bro.
go to one of these
Yeah.
farms, you
That's
more than
cheating,
you
son.
paying all this money to more than likely you
yeah.
gonna get you something. Mm,
Nah, so I mean, definitely, I
I
think
like the
that depends
traditional
on
way.
what you're trying to get out of it. Because that's the thing with me. I know hunting's different. It looks different to everybody,
Hmm.
That's a good
and it's
point.
kind of just what you want to get out of it. If you just really want to kill a deer, and you want to kill a deer now, oh, if you
That
pay,
route.
oh,
Oh
you're
yeah.
gonna kill one. You good.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, like you, I do the traditional way because to me, it's more about learning something. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
learn a skill set. Hopefully, we don't ever need that skill set, but I mean, I'm saying it's a skill set to have. It's something you can have and
hmm,
Oh
pass on to your
shit.
kids.
Oh
hmm.
yeah.
So
In today's
that's
world, shit,
I was
because
gonna
if
say,
you
So
go to
man,
one of those
you never
farms,
know.
right?
damn near
You go
got
to one
to.
of those farms, you don't do nothing. All you do is shoot the deer. They do
Right,
everything
yeah,
else.
yep.
mm.
But you
Hmm.
go out there with somebody who's just trying to like teach you a little bit, or like the people that I take, man, they shoot the deer, but then I'm gonna teach you how to track it and what to kind of look for to track that deer up after you
Mm-hmm.
You
shot it, and then I'm gonna
you
teach you how
gotta
to
put
field
like
dress
pee
it.
on the ground and stuff. You gotta put like
Nah,
pee on the ground.
you don't have to.
Stay
You don't have
upstream.
to, but you. It's a technique. It is a technique people use. It is a technique. But yeah. So I mean, it. Just depends on what you want to get out of it. I mean, I know that there's probably a lot of people that their first hunt, and the only way that they hunt is going to those farms like that,
That's
and going
wild.
on guided
Hmm.
hunts and stuff like
That's
that. I mean,
expensive.
I didn't even
Shit,
it
know nothing
is.
about them, to be
that's
honest.
expensive, bro.
Oh God, dude! I had a buddy that just went to Tennessee and he killed a. It's an exotic deer. It's called a axis deer, is what we call it.
Is that the
Got
white one?
spots on them.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got spots on them. They
Mm.
got a bunch of spots on them, and they're. But I mean, that thing. That's one of the best tasting meats I ever had. That thing's crazy tasty.
Mm.
But he went down to Tennessee, and I think he paid like 4 bands to kill one.
Ooh.
So now,
Ooh.
granted, it's an exotic deer, but you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's
Ugh.
still 4 grand. But I mean, I know there's people that pay 10, 15 bands to kill whitetails just to kill a deer,
God
like just a regular
damn.
old deer. But I mean, it's gonna be like a 250-inch deer, so it's gonna be a
Yeah.
great big old deer you
I
never
mean, yeah,
probably
yeah.
never kill otherwise. But I mean, still, that's kind of crazy. To me, it diminishes it if you go hunt a high fence property to
Mm-hmm.
kill a like a native deer. That's crazy. I
Yeah,
mean, exotics
that's
I understand because they're not
It's
wild. You
exotic for
can't
a
get them in
reason.
the wild.
you.
Yeah, right,
You guarantee
right,
you probably gonna mount that up on the house, take
Oh,
it,
for
get it mounted
sure.
on the wall
That's
and
a
all that. So
trophy.
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna
But
give
I
a
mean,
live background story on it too. I'm gonna give a hell of a story
So
on that.
I'm lying my ass off, boy.
I'm giving
oh
a hell of a story on how I got it.
I had the bow and
yeah.
arrow out, then I
Yeah.
said, "Nah, I want the
Look,
rifle."
I stayed up
Yeah,
with
like an
him. He
high
couldn't smell
school.
me. He couldn't
Yeah,
smell me.
that story gonna be.
Oh
That ain't
yeah.
gonna be
Oh
nothing.
man.
Yeah. That's a conversation piece right there. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely
absolutely.
oh yeah.
That's it.
So what happened next? So you got your first kill in. You
Hmm.
excited, everything. What happened after that to where you just kept going? How'd your family handle it? Like, did you go home screaming and jumping, and how'd that
Carrying the
play out?
deer.
So I was hyped up. I was real hyped up. I was real proud of myself because I mean that's kind of the overwhelming feeling. It's like there's a bit of relief and a bit of like I did this, so I'm proud. Like I did this. I did what I was trying to do. Achieved
Yeah.
the goal.
Oh
So
yeah.
I went home. I was proud. Sticking the chest out. And then
Oh yeah.
my mom she was happy. Well, my dad was happy for me too. He, like I said, man, you don't know. He
I
don't really
know.
care about
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Nah, he don't care. But my mom was a little more excited, I think. And man, I like from there. It's like, man, I kind of dove into like some, doing a lot of research on stuff because I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I kind of know what to do. I was like, I got to start making sure I can do this, on my own and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I remember, I think it was either my great grandma or my great uncle, one of them. They gave me some of these old like leather bound books that was like hunting books, and they had one for like all kind of different species. And they had one on deer, and I remember, man, like, I ain't a big reader, but I'm talking about I read that book
You was
cover to
reading
cover,
that.
trying to learn, trying to learn. I'm talking about searching on the internet, all of it. I don't know, man. I just became so immersed in it, and I have no idea why. But it's like it just grabbed a hold of me, man. I'm talking about like I think the next year, the year after that, I went and like bought a bow. I bought a bow off of one of my buddy's dads because I was like, I'm a bow hunt because that makes the season longer. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to bow
Yeah.
hunt.
Mhm.
Figure it out.
Man,
Yeah.
we used to go bow hunt, man. We get up in that tree, we shoot 5 or 6 arrows a deer, not hit nothing. Go down, pick the arrows up, shoot another 5 or 6 arrows a deer. I'm talking. It was wild because we just didn't know nothing. You know, I had a
Yeah.
couple buddies that would go with me. I had one buddy who actually like lived on a farm, and like him and his dad, they helped me out a lot because we kind of learned a lot of things together. And because his dad was a good deer hunter and stuff like that, so he taught us a bunch of stuff, and we kind of got to where we could kill him with the rifle, but that bow kill eluded us for a long time,
Mhm.
Oh
and
yeah.
and then I branched out into some other things. Like, one of my big things now that I like to do is bird hunt. So I like to, doves,
Ooh.
ducks, geese, anything like that. Like that stuff is, man, shooting that shotgun, so fun. So fun. So turkeys is another big one. I'm a big turkey
I
hunter.
want to do that so
But
bad, man.
oh man, I'm telling you right now, it ain't nothing in the world like calling that turkey, eat that call, and he gobbles back in your face, and you can feel it in your chest. Oh, it's crazy. It don't make no sense. You hear a noise. They make a noise. It's called drumming, and it's like so deep that you can't hear it that well, but you can feel it. It's
Mhm.
the weirdest sensation in the world. I
That's
swear, it
weird.
don't
It's
make no
natural,
sense.
man. It's just a natural thing
Yeah,
too. That's what I like about it, man. That's why I like outdoors. I just
yeah.
like the natural of life. Like this is life. You know what I'm saying?
When it's where we're supposed to be, and
Yeah,
it's a
Yeah.
exactly.
it's a
Mhm.
huge part of our heritage that for some reason got forgotten, especially in this area. Now I know in the
Mm-hmm.
deep south it's a little different, but Kentucky's one of those weird places where like this part of our heritage kind of got erased.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, I mean, we were the ones that went hunting and got the food for the other
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so because we had that skill set that we brought over from the motherland, if you will.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
so there's some good stories in it. It's sad because like we're not taught that history and stuff like that. I mean, you have to seek that stuff out to really learn anything.
Yeah.
But there's
Oh
a
yeah.
good dude y'all should look up, man. This dude's story is crazy. It's a guy named Holt Collier.
Hope
Okay,
Collier.
Holt,
Call you.
Hope.
Holt, Holt
Hope. Hope
Collier.
Collier.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, crazy. So you know how Theodore Roosevelt was called Teddy?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mhm.
know, he's the one that kind of gave Theodore Roosevelt that name.
Oh
This
damn.
dude was
Oh
like a
shit.
prolific, like national known bear hunter back in the day. He was like renowned as the best bear hunter ever, and he would take like all these famous people on bear hunts and stuff like that. Well, he took Theodore Roosevelt on a bear hunt, and that's kind of how he got that name. But this
Oh
dude's crazy. I
wow.
mean,
Oh snap.
he
Yeah,
was
that's
born a
dope.
slave. I think they said confirmed he killed like 3 or 4 white men in his life. Never did a day. I
Damn.
can't say a day, but he killed 3 or 4 white men in his life and did not get hung, didn't get killed, none of
Oh
that.
yeah,
That's how
he
much
lived to
Damn.
tell
respect they
it.
had for
Hey,
this
I
man,
don't know how you
yeah,
got past killing one back in.
yeah. That's what I'm
bro.
saying. Like shit.
Hey,
Hey,
because he was that highly regarded. I'm talking about he was that dude.
Damn.
Oh, he had money and everything, bro. He had a big 2-story house in Mississippi. Like his story's crazy. Like that's somebody
yeah, I'm gonna have to
you
look
should
that up.
definitely look into that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like
And
it's
never,
nuts.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm saying.
Never.
It's like I didn't hear about it until like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm like, this is nuts. I'm like, why didn't they make a movie about this guy? I mean, his life is a
Hey,
movie. Literally, he was living a movie. Bro was doing any and everything.
is
Some
that his
crazy
statue?
stuff.
He
Hey,
got a bronze statue and everything. Damn.
once you say he
Hey, I'm
killed
talking
three
about he's
white
a
men,
big.
they won't make no story about that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Well,
That's getting left out.
not that part.
Not
Yeah.
right now, at least.
That's getting left out.
But I'm saying
Stand up.
like that's just the kind of respect that he commended from
Yeah.
people. He was born a slave into by the end of his life be a homeowner back
That's
then.
wild.
Crazy,
That is.
crazy.
That's wild.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's a huge part of our heritage that, for whatever reason, I feel like, my parents, like our parents' generation, that kind of went away with them. Because I know, most of us here, I'm sure our grandparents hunted a little bit. They was probably rabbit hunting and maybe killing some squirrels or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then, like our parents' generation, for whatever reason, they just kind of died.
I think it's just the industrial movement with shit, like just
Yeah.
advancements in technology. Like that's why like
Yeah.
farming and shit kind of slowly died down a little bit too, because it's like
Yeah.
new processes came in. It's like you ain't gotta do all that shit no more if you don't want.
That's the
Now, I
different
mean,
part, man. I mean, my daddy's so damn country, bro. So like, I remember it. Like, I agree with you though. Like a lot of people, our parents' generation, they did. That's not something they would do.
yeah,
But man, I can remember growing up. Pop he still got the bow and arrow in the garage and in the building,
yeah,
and he still got a shotgun and all this stuff. So I grew up like that. You know, the fishing, the
yeah,
hunting. I went hunting, but I ain't never catch nothing. You know, I ain't never get me nothing.
yeah,
But I man, but I agree though. That's definitely our parents' generation. It
yeah.
died.
Oh yeah,
It did,
my
That
pops
is
and
ain't
it's
got
like,
industrial.
shit, boy.
Nah, he's Uncle Beaver get out there in
But
the
shit.
woods in the stands. Shit,
And the thing, he was in the
no,
army and still ain't getting out there doing
crazy.
shit,
no,
boy.
heck
I
nah,
can't see Uncle Beaver out there like that. Nope.
Oh
no.
nah.
He wouldn't be out there. No,
So
ain't no
Kent,
keeping no
bruh,
Mm-mm.
chance.
I need to know a little bit more of this. The Hunters of Color, because I never knew nothing about it at all.
Okay,
So what is Hunters of Color, and how did you even get to the point of becoming an ambassador for them?
okay. So Hunters of Color is a nonprofit that was started out in Oregon in
Mm-hmm.
2020, and their whole purpose was to get more people of color outside and
Man.
hunting and enjoying the natural resources and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I kind of got hooked up with them is I used to post a lot on Instagram. I post hunting pictures and stuff like that. Well, I guess they came across my profile somehow, and they were like, "Hey, can we do a feature on you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." So they was like, "Send us a couple pictures and write a little bio." So I did that, and they posted it. And, they was like, "Oh, this is dope, whatever, blah blah blah." And so from there, I seen that they were opening up. They were going to start branching out, and they wanted to do state ambassadors. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I was like, well, you know what, I'll apply. And they kind of was like, you should apply. And they were like, we don't think that we're going to really reach that far to the east yet, but still apply or whatever. And I got lucky enough to be selected as in the first class of ambassadors.
Oh
Mm.
man.
And so as an ambassador, like the thing I do for Hunters of Color is I kind of set up events here locally and
Mm-hmm.
try and reach out to other people of color and kind of get them out there and try and get them started. It's a
That's cool.
it's mainly about easing the barrier of entry because it's really daunting. I mean, can you imagine if y'all don't really know that much going out there and being like, well, I got to kill a deer, so I'm going out here and you don't know nothing. Like
Oh
it's
yeah, and
daunting.
that's why I don't
It's
do
like
it, because I'm like, I would love to. I'm like, there's nobody here to show me. And like, to your point, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel too comfortable going out hunting with some white people sometimes. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I would feel more comfortable, unless it's like some white people that I know them like that. But
yeah,
I would much feel comfortable, like, if I was with you, it's my family. He knows what he's doing.
yeah,
You show me how to do it. I'm like, oh shit, that's a new skill set right there, man. So I
yeah.
definitely
No.
understand that of it.
And so, like, that's the big thing is like trying to make, because I know most people, it's not in everybody like it was in me. I was going to
Mm-hmm.
do it regardless.
Yeah.
You could have told me no, you could have said no,
You're
I
like,
ain't
all
helping
right.
you. I was going to figure it out. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why, but it was in me. I was going to figure it out. So, but I understand that's not most people, and there's a lot of people that will still enjoy it, but they can't put that kind of dedication into it.
Right, right.
And I understand that. I mean, especially once you get to be an adult, which that's kind of the target demographic, though, is like people our age, a little bit older, people who you're grown, you got a good job, you got money, you know what I'm saying? You can afford to
Mm-hmm.
do this kind of stuff. With like kids and stuff like that, it's a little more difficult because then you got to not only get the kid into it, you got to get the parent into it.
Oh,
But if you
yeah.
start with the parent, then it can trickle down to the kids.
Oh, that's how it always goes, because they're excited to
Mm-hmm.
teach their kids something that they know. Like, as soon as I learn
Mm-hmm.
the skill, I want my son to know that damn skill when he gets old enough
Easy.
to know it too.
That's it.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Because I
it.
want him to build and learn some shit that I never learned. You know what I'm saying? But if I can give
Hmm.
him a little bit of a foundation on stuff, hey, he can just keep building from there and keep
Mm-hmm.
going.
No, that's 100. I mean, that's right. And another thing is like targeting females, like mothers, because it's like, man, if mom does it, everybody's doing it. You don't have no choice.
Oof. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
You get mom doing it, it's a
Yeah.
wrap. Like everybody, I don't care what it is, Pilates, yoga, whatever, bro. If mama's doing it, everybody's probably gonna do it at one time or
Everybody's.
another. So
Oh, yeah.
everybody's gonna get introduced to it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
yeah. I mean, that's
I
that's one of the other big things, but yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to hunt?
Man, my favorite thing to hunt. That's hard. It's a hard question because, man, I really love the duck and goose hunt, a waterfowl hunt. I really like that, man. Because, man, you get to blow the calls at them and stuff, and they be reacting to the calls, and you calling them in, and it's nuts the first time you do that. But either that or turkey hunt, man. I really really enjoy turkey hunt because it's the same thing, man. You call into the animal, and I'm making that animal come to me. He don't even want to go here, but I'm
Yeah.
making him come over here.
Ugh.
And it's like that's crazy.
Control is like a control power type feel that you get when you do it.
Nah, I don't. Not even that. It's like, man, I just tricked him. It's like I tricked him. It ain't even like a control thing. It's like I tricked him into being over here. And I know that if I would have messed up and said the wrong thing in their language, he wouldn't be over here.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that you playing a game and you played it perfect.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
talked to
saying?
him. You fleeced him.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, finessing for sure.
Yeah.
Like literally, what you do to a turkey, man, you finesse him.
Yeah, that is crazy, man.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I gotta get out there and do something like that, man. Now, what would you say is more challenging? Doing like I don't even know the correct name for the birds and shit. Like I don't know, is it the birds and shit, or is it like the deers and shit? Which one's more of a challenge, especially for somebody new starting off the hunting?
Yeah. So, I mean, new starting off, it kind of depends. I mean, if new starting off and your expectations are low, I'd say definitely deer. It's not that difficult to kill a deer, especially here. We got deer everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, I got them all in my backyard, man.
That's what I'm saying. They everywhere. It's not that difficult to get close enough to shoot a deer with a rifle. That's not hard. I don't think it's that hard. But, you know, I think there's a little more skill that you have to possess before you can, like, get to where you're shooting these birds out of the air with a shotgun. It takes a little bit more skill and practice.
That's tough because you get on, they move flying and you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
But I would say, you know, honestly, to start off, something like hunting squirrels or something like that, deer, squirrels, you know, small game is more accessible. So, and it's cheaper to do. You don't need as much stuff to do it. I mean, you can go buy a $150 shotgun from Walmart, a box of shells, and you can go out and kill you some squirrels, or you can kill you some doves, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take that much to get started in that stuff. But I mean, you know, when you get into like waterfowl hunting and stuff like that, it's like, man, when I started waterfowl hunting, I got bit by that bug bad, man. I'm talking about I bought a boat. I got a shed out back full of decoys. I got shotguns that cost more than I care to admit, all because of waterfowl hunting, dude. It's like, man, I got calls. Like, I've got, I don't know how many duck calls and goose calls and things like that. And it's like, you know, really nice ones is, you know, it's kind of expensive, but it's like, man, I spend a lot of money on that stuff. But I mean, it's my hobby and it's good. It keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah.
It's your passion.
And I'll be real with you, man. If it wasn't for hunting, I don't know where I would be right now.
Oh, man.
Because that's one of those things that kept me out of trouble when I was young. Because we all know this, man. When you're a young man, there comes a time in your life when you're a teenager or something, and you got that opportunity to go down the wrong path, and you kind of got to have that internal struggle and fight and figure that out. And it's like one of the things that definitely kept me on the right path was, man, you get a felony, you can't have no gun.
Facts.
So
He's out hell now.
You can't, that's straight up. So it's like, that's one of those things, honestly, crazy enough, that's one of those things that I promise you kept me out of getting into too much trouble.
I didn't even think about that aspect of it. That is crazy because, yeah, you ain't going to have no gun. You get into some shit. Then your what your passion is gone off of one stupid mistake.
Right. And it's like, you know, we all, you know, being related and stuff, you know, we all got family that's done made some bad decisions and are in that boat to where now, you know, you get on basically on papers for the rest of your life, you're a felon, you can't vote. And there's just a whole lot that you lose in there, but it's like, you know, when you're a kid, you don't think about voting, you don't care. You can't even vote yet anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, I thought about them guns, I said, oh, hold on now, you know,
hell no. Hell no.
So I was like, oh, can't do that. So I was like, yeah, you know, and that kind of made me chill out a little bit, and that kind of pushed me back towards that right path. So it's a big thing, man.
When are the hunting seasons like I know it varies, but like what are the time frames for the hunting seasons and stuff for you, like deers and goose and turkeys and shit like that?
Okay. So like right now it's dove season. Dove season everywhere that has a dove season in the US starts on September 1st at 11 a.m. Don't know why it's 11
I
a.m.
say
but
it's
it
random
starts.
as hell.
It is. But on the first day, you can't shoot till 11. It starts at 11, 12, or September 1st, 11. Pretty much everywhere that's got dove season. So this past weekend went dove hunting, killed me a few doves, man. Them things are delicious. They not that much meat on them, huh?
Is there a limit on how many you can get?
Yeah, 15 a day.
15 a
That's
day.
a lot.
God
Yeah,
damn.
to me, I'm like, damn.
That sounds like a lot.
But you say it's not.
And it sounds like a lot, but it really ain't. And 15, people think, oh, 15, you take a box of 25 shells out there, you shoot your little 15. No. I think the national average is something like 16 or 17 shells per bird. Like,
Wow.
them things is hard. They are hard to hit. So I was like, man, I've seen people go out there and shoot a whole, like, 10 boxes of shells. So I'm talking about 250 and not even kill 15.
Nah. Hey, that's
changed my whole view on that.
Yeah, I say that's a costly hobby right there, boy.
But I mean, the good thing is the shells that you shoot, you need to shoot the basic, like the most basic shells. You can shoot those with those. They're not hard to kill once you get on target, but they're hard to shoot because getting on them, making the shot hit them is the hard part. But yeah, man, no, it's kind of crazy. So dove season just starting. That's kind of the kickoff to hunting season, if you will.
Yeah.
And then so now deer season comes in this weekend. So Saturday's when deer archery season starts. That's when archery season starts. So bows and arrows and stuff like that. And then a couple weeks later, we have an early duck and goose season, and that's when that starts. And so in that early season, we can kill geese, Canada geese. We can kill blue-winged teal, green-winged teal if you see any, which we don't really get them that much. And then wood ducks. We have a couple of days of a wood duck season. And so that's kind of the kickoff there. And then as time goes, next month there will be a youth rifle season, so they'll be able to shoot the firearms at the deer. And so I usually do a youth hunt every year. Took a little kid last year, killed his first buck. He was hyped up.
I bet.
I bet. Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy. Like killing, now to me killing deer is cool. Like when I kill one, I'm excited and all. But to watch somebody that's never killed one kill one, so much more exciting.
Hey, don't ever let me kill one because I'm like, you know who you talking to right now? I'm a man now.
Yeah. Right. But it's like that. It's like that. Yeah, October's the youth season, so it's usually usually the second or third week in October is the little youth season. And then after that, you got a little muzzleloader season. So a muzzleloader, I don't know if y'all know what that is. I can kind of explain that.
Yeah.
But it's it's a rifle essentially, but you don't got a shell you put in there. You load it from the muzzle, from the.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure
old school shit.
Yeah. So we got a muzzleloader season that's usually in the end of October, and then you got your major rifle season that's going to be like the second weekend in November. And that's usually when the deer are rutting, so that means they run around looking for women, fighting one another, acting all bad. But you know what I'm saying? They're over yoked up, swolled up, and they just acting all nasty. You know what I'm saying? So they act stupid when they doing that, just like we do.
Yep. They like us in the summer.
Right. But so that's when that season starts, and then usually on Thanksgiving morning is usually when duck and goose season starts. And so we'll have a short duck and goose season that'll last Thanksgiving Day and then all the way till Sunday. Goose season will usually stay in, and then there's like a week or two break, and then the duck season comes back in and runs until the end of January, and the goose season runs until the end of February.
Okay.
And then turkey season is in the the main turkey season is in the springtime, so it usually starts about into April, and runs through the middle of May. And that's when the turkeys
all year round,
basically. Yeah, except for the summer. Yeah, the summertime is the only kind of lull. Yeah, the middle of the summer, not really much to hunt, but I mean, hey, it's good fishing though.
Yes, I'm saying fishing is tough.
I was about to say, is that when you switch it up and you're like, we're going to do something. We're going to catch something, shit.
Yeah, no, that's really it. I mean, that's really it. After turkey season, it kind of knocks off. I mean, there's a squirrel season in there, but turkey season is kind of the end of the hunting season, if you will.
Yeah.
And then we kind of get into fishing, and I mean, you can get frog gigging and stuff like that. You can get you some frogs, stuff like that. But I mean, that's kind of, that's a good dish.
So how old is your son now?
He'll be 3 next month, so he's 2 years and 11 months, if you
When you gonna
will.
get him started on
Man, so
his first at least learning how to shoot? I should say.
man, I don't know. So what I told my wife and what I usually tell people to, as a suggestion for their kids is you kind of got to let the kid dictate that. So it's
Yeah.
when I think he's mature enough to be able to handle
Yeah.
a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he'll be able to get started. Now he does stuff like the other day we went and put some corn out for the deer, and he loves doing stuff like that. And like man, his first birthday, I bought him a duck call. I bought us both these duck calls
Oh
and had them
man.
engraved with our names on them. Because I'm talking, I just it's in me. But
Mm-hmm.
and so he's got his own little duck call lanyard. He won his little duck calls and that. And, he's always talking about it and stuff. And I'm like, man, when you get old enough, I'm gonna take you. He's been fishing, so he went fishing this past summer and caught his first fish.
Yeah.
So, but he's just so young, man. It's just hard for me to, because I want to, man. I want to take him now,
I
but
know.
I know I can't. You know,
Yeah.
so it's hard. It's hard. So the sports got to suffice for now. And we get out in the yard, play a little baseball, a little basketball, whatever. But it's hard because he wants to go, and he's like, man, he's like, I'm gonna go hunt. Like, we went out to the farm and put that corn out. He's like, oh yeah, this is what we go hunt, man. I was like, yeah. He's hyped up about it. So, it's just good to see that.
It's love right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That
whenever
is
he's
love.
old enough and he's demonstrating that, he's responsible enough to get started trying to learn how to shoot and stuff like that, I'll get him started off. So, I mean, I'd imagine there'll probably be 6 or 7, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
That's
Well, see,
super
I
looking
love
up.
that though, man.
Yeah.
Just because you see a lot of people, especially when they passionate about something, they
Mhm.
want to push it on their kids like immediately
Oh, for
out the
sure.
gate. Like, hey,
I
no.
know, and
So
it's
I
hard.
definitely respect you saying like, hey, especially like learning how. Like, nah, you got to show me you ready. I'm not gonna force it on you or
Yeah.
nothing.
Nah.
You show me that you have that level, especially handling guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got to have a level of maturity and be ready for something like
Because what
that.
if the kid
Right.
really don't want to do it, and then now he or she's done, shit on your dream, what you love. So you don't want stuff like that to happen. So I definitely agree with
Nah.
letting them
Yeah,
come into it on their own.
yeah, not one to push him, but I mean, like if he's still asking and stuff like that, and he want to do it. Now he's gonna learn firearm safety whether he wants to or not, just because that's a valuable
Oh, for
skill to
sure.
have.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
he's definitely gonna learn that. We have guns in the household. He's gonna
That's what
learn
I'm saying.
that
If you
because he needs
got
to learn.
guns, you got to show them
Yeah,
regardless. I
yeah,
do that with my
and so
kids.
that's something we'll start early. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We'll probably start that. Maybe early next year. Just
Yeah.
telling him, hey, this is a gun. You don't gotta be scared of it or nothing, but you don't ever play with these, or you don't
Hey,
touch them unless
I
I'm
like
here.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
my
And then
son's
we do
3.
stuff
He's
like
already
that.
had that talk. We was like, hey,
Exactly.
because he'll see me go out, put something. Oh, you got to. I'm like, hey, let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this ain't like
Take
what
the
you watching on
mysterious away
TV.
from it.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Oh
if the
yeah.
kids know, they're less apt to have accidents and stuff like that. That's one
Mm-hmm.
thing, 100%. If you know about something, it's not a mystery to you, and it's not like some kind of because you know how a kid is, man. If something's a mystery to them, they're like, ooh,
They gotta
let
figure
me
it
sneak
out.
in here and see this. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to figure it out one way or
Yeah.
another. So it's like, go ahead, teach them, and that's something that every kid needs to know, especially
Oh.
black kids. Like we need to know that because that's one of those things. It's not a game and it's not a joke.
Not at all.
You once you fire that bullet, you can't get it back. You
Can't
can't
get it.
bring it back into the chamber. You can't. It's
Mm-mm.
gone. So you got to be sure about what you're doing. It's not a game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like my little cousin that was raised up with it, I call my sister Sarah. That's kind of the same thing. 'Cause
Sir, yeah.
So she, I was, shoot, I can't even, I don't know, I'm a lot older than she is. So I was a teenager when she was a little kid. And so that's one of the things I had to talk like that with her and her friends. And so I kind of already have got a little bit of experience, like taking a kid in a household and kind of teaching them, like, hey, this is why we don't fool with this. This is what can happen. You know what I'm saying? And teaching her stuff like that. I tried to take her hunting too, but she wasn't feeling it. She wasn't feeling it. Hey, one time she got on the catfish real good, and she caught a nice mess of catfish one time. She probably won't admit it now because she's college age and how she's a girl's girl now, But yeah, I gotta throw her out there. No, I definitely had her. I like to give them the opportunity, and it's like they wasn't for them, and that's fine. I don't think that everybody's gonna love hunting or want to hunt, but I think you should understand why people hunt.
Yeah.
And like how it's like a culture and like a lifestyle of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it just
And
looks
see,
like
I
it's
honestly,
a good time, man.
oh
That's what
yeah,
it looks
it
like
looks
to me.
fun.
Good time.
But I
Getting
think with
back in the
stuff like
wild.
that, like fundamental stuff like that, because we just don't never know. We rely so much on technology and stuff. And that's
Facts.
why I always love people like you who are out there doing stuff like that. And that you're showing other people, especially people of color, how to do it too. Because those are basic fundamentals. If something happens, like I tell people all the time, we lose the internet, just the internet
What's
It's
alone,
over.
it is
It's
game
over.
over. Just
true?
off the
Like
losing the internet.
a
It's
lot of people
crazy.
ain't gonna make it, and that's
No, that's what
No.
it
I'm
is
saying.
crazy.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. So it's like that's one of the things I'm like, I know my family's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
But we gonna have something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the
I
point where
gotta
I need to get to that point. Like I
That's
know
what
I got
I'm
some skills,
saying.
the skills to go fishing, but when it comes to the hunting, like I got some questions. But when it
That's
comes
what
to
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
ah
we
shit,
get you.
we gonna go out there and we gonna get some bass, some calf. We gonna get right
Yeah.
on the pond or something. But I
Those
don't
are
feel
the two
Processing
things I
lesson
need.
too. I'll take a processing lesson too. How you do all that shit too.
Yeah, and that's the huge thing because a lot of people they just want to talk about like, oh, this is how you get up on a deer, this is how you shoot one, but
what
then
happens?
that stops.
What's
They don't.
next?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
you do next?
Nobody talks about like, oh, what do I do after I got this deer on the ground? Oh my god. Oh yeah, because that's huge. Like when you
Mm-hmm.
walk up on that animal, you're like, oh god,
That
like
thing
what
big.
now? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what do I even do with this? Like, I've eaten meat my whole life, but I don't know how they get it from the animal to what's in the package at the store. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's a huge thing to teach people because and that's what really gives you your autonomy. You know what I'm saying? Because then you can do it. It's like you don't have to. Don't get me
But you
wrong,
know
man.
you
Life's a little
can.
busy now. I might take the deer to the processor this year just because life's busy. That's more time I can spend with my son. It's a time. As we get older, we sit there and think about, like, can I change the brakes on my car? Yeah, I can, but how much time is it going to eat up? That's time I can spend with my
That's
kid.
how.
That's time I could be doing something else.
Hey.
And then, you know what I'm saying? So we get to an age to where it's like, yeah, and we got the money now. So it's like
Yeah,
I can pay
hey.
somebody to change my oil. I ain't got to
Right.
do that.
Ken, bruh, I literally just for the first time, I just paid somebody to cut my grass because I'm like, I can
Ooh,
afford it now, and that gives
yeah,
me back my
I thought
time
it was
and
a typo.
energy.
Must
I was like,
be
yeah.
nice.
I was like,
When I seen that
right.
message, I thought it was a typo.
I had never,
Did I read
yeah. I
that
was
right?
like, I paid this man to cut my grass, and it felt great doing
I said, did I read
And
that.
that's what I'm saying. But it's like that's part of getting older and stuff. And it's like you don't even know that when you're young. But it's like now it's all about time savings.
Yeah,
Time,
yeah,
bruh.
yeah. That's
Money's
it.
important, but it's not that important. But time is,
And
especially
it,
when you get kids,
Time is the
man. Because
most
that's
valuable thing in the world, bruh.
and it moves too
somebody said
fast
this.
too, man. It
Right,
moves way too
right.
fast.
And somebody said this one time on another podcast I was listening to. He said, "Kids spell love Time,
Oof,
Damn,
and that's
oof.
deep."
that
And
is
Nah,
when
deep.
you
that
think
is
about
deep.
that, that hits you. That's crazy because you're like,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely is. That's
Cause you
exactly what.
thinking
So
in your mind, it's just like, oh,
Damn.
just a little bit, that'd be fine. Whole
yeah,
time they're like, damn, I wish he'd just been here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
right. And
And you
it's
get
like,
Mm-hmm.
your parents, they provide everything for you. And it's like, your parents made sure you wasn't hungry. They made sure you had something to eat. They made sure you had clothes. But you don't think about that. That's a given.
Nah. Yeah.
But
That's what you're supposed to do.
that
Yeah.
your mom and dad came to that game, or that time they drove you somewhere, and it's like I can remember the time when my mom drove me out to my great grandmother had a farm, and so my grandparents had it now. When she would drive me out there and drop me off before I could go hunting. That's crazy. Like that's love,
Sheesh.
and I
yeah.
always remember that. That's one of my I have fond memories of that of her
Mm-hmm.
driving me out there just to drop me off, so I can hunt and come back and scoop me up later. And she
Yeah.
didn't have to do that.
No.
Yeah.
But she did. She tried to fan that flame that was in her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She knew it. She saw it. She's like, oh, that's what he wants to
Yeah.
do. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
And
saying?
it is, and like now it's like, man, it's kind of taking me places a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a local television program called Kentucky Appeal where I did an episode with them where we went squirrel
Oh
hunting.
shit.
Hey,
And
that
it's like so now,
I watched
and,
that.
and so yeah, so stuff like that is crazy, and it's like now it's starting to it's doing stuff. I ain't making no money off of it or nothing, but it's like
You got
I'm getting the
exposure.
message out there. Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm exposing us to it because
Oh
that's what it's
yeah.
about to me.
So
I'm trying to
Yeah.
get us out there.
have you thought about having your own show, hosting your own?
Man, I would love to, man. It's just like having the camera equipment is crazy.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I
Having
bet.
somebody like self-filming stuff is difficult. Like I've got a GoPro camera and I've tried to film a little bit of stuff, but to go in there and to edit all that stuff and make it an actual show, that's not my skill set. I'm gonna do it. I can go out there and do it. Somebody else can film it. Oh man, we can definitely make a show. But it's like, man, it's just a lot of work and a lot of time. And I've dabbled in that stuff in the past, but never really made anything that was too good. It's just like, man, I got much respect for anybody making outdoor television because it is a lot of work to edit all that stuff together. Because it's like, man, most of the time nothing's happening. Yeah, most of the time, you just kind of sit there enjoying nature, and it's like nobody wants to watch you sit there for 35 minutes.
That's funny to you, but somebody watching like, all right, come on, bro. You shoot something.
Right. It's just like fishing. I mean, how many times you go fishing, you ain't catching nothing. You just sitting there looking at a ball, and then boom, all of a sudden it happens, and then that's the excitement.
Hours ain't had a bite.
Yeah. Right, but you sit there because you know what could happen.
Enjoying the hell out of it, though.
That's it. And I mean, I think the older we get, the more we enjoy just that peace and quiet. And like, I know, I'm pretty sure we're all spiritual, and I feel close to God when I'm out there in nature because I know He puts that out there for us. And
when I'm in nature is when I'm at peace. That's my peace, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a care in the world, man. I'm just out there just looking. And I might go hunting. I sit there. I remember last year. I didn't kill a deer last year. Had plenty of opportunities. Man, just sit there watching.
Just watching it.
Looking at it.
Just watching. Yeah.
Didn't have the right deer come by, so I just watched them, man. I had fun. Just watch them interact, learn more about them. And that's one of the big things to me too. And that's one of the things I give to you all if you ever do try to hunt. Is the biggest thing is not that you kill something every time. Like that's nothing. It's like, man, you can pay to make that happen. Yeah. But it's like I want to learn something to further my skill set every time I go hunt. I want to learn something. What have I learned today? Every mistake is a lesson. You just got to be able to be ready to mentally accept them lessons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
damn. I got you.
So I got
me want to go shoot right now.
Hey, what's a good starter rifle for you, boy?
Hey, man.
I got a Remington 730.
Do what?
I got a Remington.
Yeah, that's a good rifle, man. Good name brand.
Yep, bolt action.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, man, something like a 30-06 or a 308, 270, something like that. Those are stuff, and like I try to tell people that are getting their first rifle or whatever, you kind of want to get the biggest thing you can handle because then that gives you the freedom to, if you get something that's big enough, like a 308, a 30-06, 270, you can hunt anything in North America with that. Yeah. And a lot of things in Africa or Europe or wherever, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get into that stuff and go traveling and stuff. So something like that is definitely what I'm suggesting. 308 is probably my best suggestion. Ammunition's available. It's a militarized cartridge. It's used by the military. Ammo's everywhere. You can find it anywhere.
It ain't going to be hard to find at all.
Exactly. And you can find good quality ammo. There's good quality ammo loaded. So me, like I hand load some stuff. Like I make my own ammunition. And, so if you don't want to get into that, there's some cartridges where, if you're that into it, you can get something like that and maybe get better performance. But I mean, a 308 kill any deer on Earth. It'll kill any deer on Earth. It'll kill most animals on Earth effectively and efficiently. But I mean, it's like, dude, if you wanted to kill a grizzly bear, you can kill a grizzly bear with a 308.
I meant to ask you earlier about loading too, though, because I was like, using all that ammo and shit. Because me and my pops, we used to go to the range. We used to shoot handguns and shit all the time. So we started got to the point where it was like, hey, this shit's expensive. It is so much cheaper to load your own ammo, collect your brass, learn the system. But
pre-COVID, it was amazing. COVID kind of messed the game up because powder got crazy expensive, primers got crazy expensive, and but now it's starting to chill back out a little bit, and so it's still effective, especially if you're shooting like rifles because that's a very precise thing. Handguns, you can kind of slap rounds together because make sure they're safe or whatever, but it's like your accuracy standards aren't as high with the handgun just because we're not physically able to be as accurate. But I mean, with the rifle, it's like, man, I'll sit there and it's one by one. And I'm making sure everything is exactly the same so I can get that consistency. Because that consistency equates into accuracy. But no, I mean, that's something peaceful. And that's just something that I've done to, like, kind of take it a step further. And it's like, man, I'll load shotgun shells. Like, I make my own ammunition to turkey hunt with.
Oh, wow.
And, like, man, it's wicked, too. And I've got a couple buddies that shoot it, too. Because there was like, man, next thing what I was doing, they was like, ooh, man, you gotta give me some of them because they cheaper than what I can buy at the store and they perform better. Oh, you gotta have those.
Oh yeah.
And like, I shoot bows a lot, and I used to actually work as an archery tech, so I used to set
Oh
up
dang.
bows and repair bows for people back. I used to work at Sportsman's Warehouse, which is like a sporting goods type store.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of got back into doing that stuff, and like I'll fletch arrows and I'll set up bows and all that stuff. But I mean, it's just like I don't know, man. I was just so enamored with it that I learned all these different skill sets that kind of revolve around that.
Oh yeah.
That's so dope, man.
It just keeps branching off
And it's
one
like,
thing to another.
yeah, just when you're passionate about something, man, it just.
Yes.
And I know
Yeah.
everybody's got their passions, and it's like somehow I feel like this has got to be connected to my purpose as to why I was put here. I don't know exactly what it is now, but I know it has to be something with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. It's,
Yeah,
and to me, that's all what life is about. Yeah, life is to me is all about finding that thing. And for me, like it was this, and it took me 30-some years to get to this point where I realized this is what I'm very passionate. I love doing this shit. So like you doing that, man, to me, that's what life is all about. Your purpose is whatever you found passion in. Put your all into it and fully make it enjoy. It should never feel like work to you. If it feels like work, then it ain't really your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree with that 100%. And that's the thing, man. It's like literally, if I could hunt every day, I would. I could do it. I would not get sick of it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's like taking people, man, and that's, oh man. Like taking people is like, that's one of the funnest things. That's even funner than when I go hunt by myself. It's crazy. Because just to see the joy on somebody's face when they're successful for the first time, or teaching them those things, it's like seeing everything all over again with fresh eyes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Where you at now, man?
Where am I living at?
Yeah, where you living at now?
I'm still living in Central Kentucky. I'm still in Lawrenceburg.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm still right down with Prince Ave. Yeah,
next
man.
time I come out that way, because I definitely I would love to go hunt with you, man, because that's something I'm always wanted to do, man.
I'll be up the first weekend of October.
Yeah, that's something.
Oh, you gonna be up here first week in October?
Yeah, I'm be up here in August, the first weekend.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, any of y'all, man, you want to know something, you want to do something, hey, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy. Like I said, we got a little property, and it's a good deer hunting spot, man. It's good for deer hunting, not so good for turkeys and some other stuff. But I mean, I got some little places I can go and stuff like that. So, nah, definitely, and even if people just want to shoot or something like that, because it's like my little sister Kara, like. She ain't gonna hunt, but she likes to shoot. She'll shoot.
I know a lot of people like they just love to shoot.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's like that's great. And it's like just the more of us, because it's like we gotta get rid of that negative stigma. Like when you see a black person with a gun, everybody getting scared. No. It's not like that. That's just what the media wants you to see. It's like we really out here just living genuine.
Come on, man. Like we can do all that. That's why I love what you doing. I love that hunter's color thing too, man. Just in general, like I said, I got on there just to learn a bit more about your position as an ambassador. And I started clicking around, going down little rabbit holes. I'm like, man, I love shit like that. So that kind of leads me to my last question, man. What advice would you give to somebody kind of like us that are interested, kind of getting started? What's your top advice for them, especially a person of color trying to get started in the hunting?
Man, just give it a try. If you know somebody that hunts that you trust, you can go through Hunters of Color, man, just give it a try. And you may not like it, and that's okay, but at least try it. It's something I feel like everybody should try at least once. Because it's I think it's a valuable skill. And like I said, I mean, we can go to the store and buy meat right now. That's cool. Not a problem. And we do that. We use store-bought meat too. But I know that if I get that hankering, or, if money's tight, college, for instance, bro, I'd kill a deer, and me and my roommates would go ham, bro. I'd take just the back straps, just the fillets off of the deer, and I'd grind the rest of it up, bro. We'd eat hamburger helpers. We cook 2 hamburger helpers a day, and just make them with deer. Or the cardboard box macaronis, man. We'd get those things and put the deer meat in there and make like that kind of... Bro, we ate them things like all second semester.
Shit, sounds good.
It was essentially free.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like it was great, but I'm saying like times get tough. You got another way to feed your family, and it's like it's more recreational right now, and that's it's nice having to be recreational, not as much pressure. But even still, it's a good way to unwind, man. I go out there and, like you said, the stress melts away, man. I'm just so relaxed. I'm out there just watching stuff, and you get to see a lot of cool stuff. And I learn something new every time, and it's like just keeping your mind active like that. It's but my biggest advice would be to try it, man. Get with somebody, try it. If you don't have nobody to get with me. Contact me. I will, I'll help you if you want. You know what I'm saying? And I may not be able to take you physically, but I can give you some words of advice, or I can find somebody. I got buddies kind of all over. I can find somebody that'll probably be willing to hook you up.
Somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Oh yeah. So that's what it's all about. But
hell yeah.
Nah, Kent, bruh, man, definitely appreciate it, man. You got us all charged up and excited.
Yeah, that's good.
If I don't ask, my wife's gonna be mad. So what's the biggest thing you've killed, and what's the scariest hunting story you've had?
Okay,
she gonna be mad.
The biggest thing I've killed would be like a deer. That's the biggest animal I've ever killed is a deer. I've never killed anything bigger than a deer. The scariest hunting story I got. Me and my homeboy that I kind of started off deer hunting with and stuff. We were out there and it was muzzleloader season, and so I went with him. He was up in the tree stand. I was sitting on the ground underneath the tree stand. We sitting there, we chit chatting and stuff. We acting up. I don't know how a deer even came up. We had these two deer walk up. Bam, he shoots the one. He's like, here, load it back up and you shoot the other one. So I'm on the ground, I'm running back and forth between this tree trying to shoot this little deer. And I missed it a couple times or whatever. And so then, his deer's still laying right there. It was down. And we thought it was dead. And this is kind of a crazy story. But so he gets down and we're sitting there talking and everything, and I was like, oh, that deer's it's not dead yet. So it's like, where's your knife at so we can dispatch this deer? Oh, I ain't got no knife. You got any more charges for the muzzleloader? Nah, man, I'm out. I only had 3.
Oh man.
So it was my boy's first deer he ever killed with a muzzleloader. So he was hyped up about it. He was proud. And he was like, man, he said, I'm going to go run to the house and get a knife and some more charges for the muzzleloader. He was like, watch this deer while I go to the house. So I'm like, okay, because he lives on a farm, so I'm out there, and he's walking off, and I'm talking to the deer. I'm like, hey, be cool, I'm sorry about this, hey, just be cool.
Here.
I was like,
They're cussing you out, boy.
Hey, I know, I'm like, hey, Bucko, chill. So, I'm talking to the deer, and it goes to get up, and so I didn't know he just meant watch where it runs to. So what do? Out of instinct, bro, I tackled it. Tackled this deer. I swear, this story's unbelievable. He can verify this. I tackled this deer, right? So I tackled the deer down, and I started petting it like a dog. I'm like, hey, shit, I'm sorry, I'm like trying to get it to calm down. It's making like a distress noise, so it's like, they call it bawling. Like, you've heard cows make that noise. Like a calf kind of bawl. They kind of make that noise. So I'm like over here shook. Because I didn't really know nothing at that point. I'm like, bro, Calvin's going to come eat me and the deer. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So I'm like, I'm freaking out at this point. So I'm trying to calm down. And I could hear him talking to his dad, telling his dad the story, bro. I swear it took him 45 minutes to get back. In real life, it was like 5 minutes, but I swear it took forever. It felt like an eternity to me. So the deer kind of calms down, and I get back up again, and so I'm like, man, I'm over here like trying to figure out what to do. I'm like, oh my god.
I got a rock or something.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. So I was like, and this is kind of crazy. I don't want this to discourage anybody from hunting. This was just kids trying to teach themselves. But so I was like, oh, in movies, action movies, people snap their necks and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll snap his neck, and then it'll be dead. We're good.
Let's finish this shit.
I didn't know that it was like impossible to basically to cervically dislocate a deer, which is what happens when you break their neck. And so I'm sitting there, I didn't know you had to do it fast, and that was part of the thing. So I'm like spinning his head around, dude. His neck looked like a curly fry. I'm like, oh my god. Nothing's happening. Like, it's unfazed by this. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? So I'm sitting here, bro. I'm talking about I was ready to take the laces out of my boots and tie it to a tree. I was sketched out. All I had was a muzzleloader with no powder and no bullets. So I had a gun with no bullets and myself.
Oh my god.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm talking to deer being cool. Way goes to get up again. So then I kind of grabbed it and I had it like in a headlock and was like on its back, like riding it essentially. So it takes a few steps and I finally kick the legs from underneath of it and it falls down. So we both fall down on our sides. And then I kind of pulled a little wrestling move on it and kind of got side saddled with me and was sitting on the deer. And I'm talking about I have it in a full rear naked choke. I'm talking about I'm choking the life. I'm squeezing hard as I can. Deer's kicking me all in my chest and stuff like this. I'm like, oh my God, bro, I didn't know what to do. My buddy walks up and sees that happening. He was like, bro, what are you doing? I said, bro, you told me to watch the deer. He was like, man, I just didn't watch where it goes. I said, I ain't know.
Yeah, you got to
So he
specify.
said, man, I'm literally wrestling this deer because I'm talking about I was green. I didn't know nothing. I ain't killed one deer. That's the only experience I had with deer hunting, really.
That's funny.
And he walked back. He was like, yo, what in the world, bro? He was backing up. I'm over here mad. I was pissed. Because I was pissed. I'm talking about I was freaked out.
I would have freaked out too.
But, so it comes back with the night. We dispatched the deer. We get it dispatched and everything. And then, everything was cool. But it was like, bro, that was like, just because I didn't know nothing. And I was like terrified that like Cody was going to come eat us or another deer was going to come up and beat me up or something. And I didn't know. So it was crazy. It was wild.
That's hilarious.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that's a
Never
good
heard
one
of
right
that.
there.
Yeah.
They still do the lottery for the moose. Is it the moose? They do lottery for?
No,
They still,
elk. Yeah, the elk. Yeah, so I'll put in for the elk. And, man, actually, I know we run along on time. I'm being long-winded, but, man, one of the craziest things, man, I used to work for the University of Kentucky for a little while after I graduated college. And I used to catch deer and elk and put radio collars on them so we could do telemetry to do, like, mortality studies. So, literally, I have been there. They dart an elk. We run up on it and put a collar on it, bro. I've got pictures of me, like, sitting on an elk's back, holding him up now.
Damn.
Straight up, you don't realize how big an elk is until you run up on one.
Sheesh.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Them things are big like horses. Like, they're huge.
like
I mean, way big.
or we talking bigger?
Like what?
We talking like a Clydesdale horse? Or we talking
not
that
big as a Clydesdale. No, Clydesdale, you joked up. It ain't that big, but I mean, they big as like a regular horse that you probably seen in somebody's back pasture. Like, them things, they're pretty big. So it's like, and they're just so long-legged. That's the thing that makes them look so big. I mean, the legs so long.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, so
I've ever
I've
seen
been
one
around.
really.
Yeah, but I've not been lucky enough to get drawn yet. Hopefully next year. So,
Yeah.
but I do really want to do that. I mean, I would love to go on the elk hunt. I mean, I'd love to hunt everything if I could, but just financially and time-wise, it's impossible.
Yeah.
You be good, man. Once you get your show and shit going, man, you be able to go do
Oh,
whatever you
yeah.
want on somebody
Hopefully.
else's dime.
Yeah, somebody else paying for it,
Yeah.
man. Hopefully.
Well, let me learn how to do
That'd
this.
be the dream.
Cut it up for you.
Yeah.
Oh man, but
Yeah,
no, man,
facts.
Kenton, appreciate you, man, and just thank you, man, just for what you do, man, for our community, being that role model, being that face for us, man, and just letting people know, especially people of color, that hey, we need to learn these life skills, man, break these images and stuff like that. So I think the more we get out and do stuff like that, it really start changing those narratives, man, and just overall helping our community out as a whole, for sure.
Nah, 100%, man. And like I said, I appreciate y'all. Because I'm telling you, man, I was waiting for my chance to get on. As soon as y'all started it up, I was like, I know I'm going to be on there one day. I know I am.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like, man, I told Donovan, hey, I was hyped up when he told me. That's why I told you, hey, because he asked me on Messenger, I was hyped up. I swear. Like, bro, I was ready for this. So, this is cool for me, man. It's like, I'm fanning out with y'all, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, man, I appreciate being on here and, being able to use your platform to kind of speak my message, if you will.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime, man, for sure.
We built this platform for man to kind of, get those stereotypes out there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Absolutely.
Right, because I know growing up, that was one of the wild things, man. Well, black people don't do that.
Oh, we don't do
exactly.
that.
People
don't do that.
People still look at me like, man, I'll go somewhere and they'll be like, what? Like, oh, no. They're like, oh, hold on, man. I ain't never seen no black guy out here.
Hey, do it. They used to be us at the campgrounds, man. We'd be like the only black family out there with a camper and shit. I'm like, hey, I don't care. It's nice out here. Like,
nah, that's the way we was growing up, too, because my grandparents big campers. So, we always had the little camper and all that. And, it was like that, man. We'd be the only black family. But it's like, man, it's cool. It's what we do. It's not, we country. Let's be real.
Send us.
We country as hell. We country as hell. Like,
Send
I
us.
don't think I've heard the word pasture in a long time. You said it a couple times. Country as hell, boy.
nah, I still live in the country, man. That's what I'm saying. Nah, I know I'm country, man. Country is cornbread for sure.
I know you said you the hunting like video on the hunt, man. What's my man Steven Ranilla, meat eater?
Yeah.
Be dope for you do something like that, man. You know, a little cooking show that you get out with the wild game.
I should.
That would be dope.
I might try and do something like that, man. Y'all might have inspired me to kind of take that leap and really put a little bit of effort into it, man. And I think that because it would be beneficial, and I think people can learn from it, man.
I love this show, man. Meat eaters, I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a good show. Because I like the way he teaches you how to break it down and cook it and stuff.
You know, if I can get somebody black that's gonna actually season it up, you know, get it right.
Come on.
I'm really interested.
I hear you.
Yeah, Steve
I
ain't
might have to
touching
make that
that.
happen. I might have to make that happen, man, for sure. And if, man, I'll tell you what too. And if any of y'all ever come home with me, man, and it's your first hunt, we're gonna have to definitely try to record that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because it's like I wish I had a video of my first hunt. Yeah. Because it's like, man, it's something that you'll always have. Like, it's crazy, like a wedding video or something like that. Not on the same level. Don't get me wrong, no. My wife don't see this and get mad at me. Not on the same level as a wedding video, but it's like, man, it's the first time you did that. And to have that on camera and to be able to rewatch it and show your kids or whatever, man, something to be so proud about. So,
Yeah, that's love.
No,
That'd be love for sure.
but no, I might have to try and push through and actually really make something happen with that.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man.
I mean, there's a need for it.
I think you can do it. Yeah, you got it. There's a nice niche for it, man. I think you can do it, man.
Yeah.
But nah, bro. Appreciate you again having you on, man. Anytime, hop back on. We're gonna do an EOP hunting trip.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Hey,
I'm gonna add you on get your contact info shit since I'm up here in Lexington too. So
link up, you right down the road. Yeah. I don't know. We can make something happen for sure. But no, y'all, we should definitely do a little guys trip. Maybe do a little fishing, a little hunting.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely out. We've been talking about that shit. Yeah.
Ain't nothing like going out fishing.
But no, for sure, man. And like I said, I appreciate y'all having me on here. Man. This is such an honor, man.
Always,
man. Appreciate you, brother.
Definitely. Well, fellas, as always, it is the Enlightened Ones podcast. We will catch y'all next week. Peace.
Stay off the weed.